Good morning, guys. So past 2 days we've been talking about main idea. So I wanted to create another video for you and try to break it down a little bit more because main idea is a huge topic, okay? And I want you to think about main idea today as an ice cream cone. So let's continue. So today I'm here with you to share the scoop, get it, scoop, ice cream scoop, on main idea. All right. First, all pieces of writing contain a main idea. I don't care if it's fiction or nonfiction, there's a main idea there. All right, so whether you're reading fiction or nonfiction or writing fiction or nonfiction, there is a main idea. You need to be able to identify it. All right, so what is main idea? Well, the main idea is the most important point that the author's trying to make. Remember, it's the most important, all right? Sometimes the authors, they have a lot of points that they're trying to make, but you need to narrow in on the most important. So authors will use supporting details in order to help support the main idea. And I will go through examples with you on this. And then the question is, well, what are supporting details? And you guys should know this. So supporting details, they're statements that help explain or help prove the author's point, their main idea. So we're going to think about an ice cream cone today when we're talking about main idea and supporting details. All right, makes me hungry. So, do you want to make an ice cream cone? I would like to have a real ice cream cone, but we're going to make an ice cream cone based around main idea and supporting detail. So the first item you need if you're making an ice cream cone is actually an ice cream cone, okay? And this big ice cream cone is going to be our main idea. Think of the main idea as the cone. And the most important point, and they took it all the way down there because when you're writing or reading, you need to think about the most important point. So that's why we use this kind of ice cream cone. It's got a nice point to it. Think of the supporting details as the ice cream scoops. So your ice cream scoops could be supporting detail, supporting detail, supporting detail. So if I had 3 ice cream scoops on my ice cream cone, whatever my main idea was, I would have 3 different details that supported my main idea. So supporting details, they are like the scoops of ice cream on an ice cream cone. Each supporting detail helps make your main idea cone that much better, right? You're proving something. And so that's why with ice cream scoops, they call it details. Now, obviously, if you're writing, I don't expect you to have this many scoops of ice cream as your supporting details, but I just thought it was a cute little visual. Each supporting detail helps explain or prove the main idea. So when you're writing, whatever you're trying to prove, you need to think about, do your sentences, do they prove what you're trying to support? So just like making an ice cream cone, a main idea is usually stated first. Not always though, and I want you to be careful of that. It's not always, but usually is. And the supporting details follow. However, guys, sometimes I've seen writing where the main idea didn't come to the very end. They did supporting details. It was interesting writing, okay? So mostly main ideas up front. All right. Now, if you're building that perfect ice cream cone, you do want to be careful, though. There's some things that we need to think about. What happens when an ice cream cone isn't made carefully and scoops are not all lined up? Think about it. Well, what's going to happen is your ice cream cone is going to fall apart. If your supporting details do not relate to the main idea, they're just going to confuse the reader. And yesterday's video was talking about one of the details in a passage that you had to read that just did not belong in there. So when you're writing, you want to make sure you're only putting in details that support your main idea. And when you're reading, and if you're trying to identify main idea and supporting details, you want to make sure that they don't have extra information in there. So what happens when a person tries to put too many scoops on their ice cream cone? As much as I'd like too many scoops, your cone is going to fall apart. Same thing if you're trying to put too many support details. If you put too many, it's going to confuse the reader from finding the main idea. All right. And if you're writing, you want your reader to figure out what the main idea is. And just like if you're reading, you really need to be able to identify the main idea. So they're not going to put 15 supporting details in there. So let's review what we've learned so far. All right. So what is the definition of main idea? Main idea is the most important point that the author is trying to make. What are supporting details and how do they relate to the main idea? Well, supporting details are statements that help explain or prove the author's point. Here's another warning. Main idea is not the same as a topic. Think about it. A topic could be dogs, could be shoes. That's a topic. What are you going to write about, dogs or shoes? And that's why you want to be careful, okay? And I'm going to give you some examples here. All right. Topic is a general subject. Main idea is the most important point that you're going to write about or read about. All right, so here's some examples of topic versus main idea. Well, the topic could be bears, okay? Well, there's all kinds of information out there about bears. But the main idea of the passage I'm going to write is that there are many different types of bears. I'm not going to get into their habitats. I'm not going to get into their food. I'm not going to get into predators of them, okay? If I was going to write on bears, I need to come up with my main idea. All right, here's another topic and main idea. Middle school. Well, you guys can't go to middle school and think about all the different questions and all the different information you have about the middle school. Well, if you're going to write about it, you want to come up with a main idea. So maybe my main idea is middle school is different from elementary school. And it is. All right. Here's another example of topic versus main idea. Topic, computers. Wow, we're doing a lot with computers. Well, the main idea could be computers help people do things faster than they otherwise could. All right. If that's what I'm going to write about right here, I don't want to talk about the different types of computers because we know that there's different types. That would be a different main idea writing. All right, so let's practice. Eggs are more than just something to eat for breakfast. You may have heard that eggs are rich in protein. The protein in eggs are actually very similar to the protein found in hair. So raw eggs make excellent hair conditioner. Did you know that eggs are rich in vitamin A too? That makes them a great lotion as well. Just whisk some egg yolks in a bit of water and you're all set to moisturize your skin. Finally, if you ever find yourself working on a project and you run out of glue, head to your refrigerator. Egg whites are quite sticky when they dry, so they can be used to glue paper. Eggs have many uses, which make them a handy item to always have in your home. Think about everything that we just read. Think about what the main idea might be, okay? So, what is the main idea of the passage that you just read? Is it A, eggs are rich in protein and vitamin A? B, eggs have many uses? C, people should always have eggs in the refrigerator? Or D, eggs are a breakfast item enjoyed by many people? Well, the topic is eggs, okay, but we need to narrow it down. What were they talking about? Well, if you said B, then you're right. Let me back up the passage, okay? It talked everything here about eggs, rich in protein, for breakfast, for your hair. It goes into a great lotion. It goes into glue projects. And look at this, eggs have many uses. That's the main idea, but notice it wasn't at the beginning of the passage. All right, so we said it was B. Now, some of the supporting details that we found. And again, you could go back to the passage. Its eggs can be used as a hair conditioner. And again, remember our main idea, that eggs has many uses. Another detail, supporting detail, eggs can be used as a skin moisturizer. And again, that supports our main idea that eggs have many uses. And finally, eggs can be used to glue paper. All right. Now, each one of these details, they did expand into a couple different sentences. It just makes your writing more fluent. All right. Here's a new one. Chicago is home to a number of well-known sports teams. It has 2 Major League Baseball teams. Most people have heard of the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox. It also has 1 National Football League team. Who hasn't heard of the Chicago Bears? The National Basketball Association is accounted for too, with the Chicago Bulls. Finally, the National Hockey League cannot be forgotten. The Chicago Blackhawks are the hockey team of the Windy City in America's heartland. What do you think it might be the main idea? Okay, I see all kinds of sports. I think that would be a topic. Okay, I don't know if that would be my main idea. I'm wondering if it's not this first sentence. Let's see what our choices are. All right, professional sport leagues, like Chicago, the NFL, NBA, NHL need another team in Chicago. I don't remember reading anything about that. Chicago has many well-known professional sports teams, or Chicago has many sport teams named after animals. So what is the main idea? So if you said C, then you'll be right, okay? Chicago has many well-known professional sports teams. Now, some of you may have been thinking about this. We don't know, how many of the professional sports teams like Chicago. We do know that they have many well-known professional sports teams, okay? This was not even mentioned in the passage, and this has nothing to do with a main idea. So let's look at the sporting details. Some of the sporting details, and again, if you go back to the passage, think about it, okay? We've got baseball, Major League Baseball, Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox. We know there's a National Football League, which is Chicago Bears. We know there's a National Basketball League Association, and it's the Chicago Bulls. And we know hockey is also in there, Chicago Blackhawks. So let's go back, and there's our main idea. And let's look at our sporting details. The Cubs and the White Sox are well-known baseball teams in Chicago. The Bulls are a well-known NBA team. And the Bears are a well-known NFL team for Chicago. So all of those, again, support our main idea that Chicago has many well-known professional sports teams. All right? All right. Let's do one last one. There are many kinds of bait that people use when they decide to go fishing. Some people choose to use worms or night crawlers. Others are fond of minnows, which are very small fish that larger fish would be attracted to. Some people do not like to use live bait. They opt to use artificial bait, like lures and spinners. Fish are often attracted to the colors and the movement of artificial bait. I want you to think about, what do you think would be a good main idea for this passage? Okay, I know that there's fishing, and I know there's different kinds of bait. So, couple possibilities for the main idea. There are many options for fishing bait. Artificial bait isn't as effective as live bait. Live fishing bait is the best choice, or fish are attracted to bait. Think about the 2 answers that are just crazy because it wasn't even talked about in the passage. So if you're going to pick the best main idea, you would go with A, that there are many options for fishing bait. And again, if I go back to the passage, many kinds of bait, right? And then it goes into talking about worms, night crawlers, minnows. They're talking about artificial bait like lures and spinners. So that's why A would be your best main idea choice. Now for supporting details, well, we know worms or night crawlers are one choice for fishing bait. We know minnows are one choice for fishing bait, and we know artificial bait is one choice. Okay, so they would be 3 supporting details that support our main idea. All right, after review this video, go back to Google Classroom because there's going to be an assignment for you to do. All right, email me if you have any questions. Take care, guys.